Okay, let's see what bullshit is written on the wall today. Get out the fucking way, tripod. Come on, don't fall over. Stop. I said don't fall over, you piece of shit. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the instructions, or more appropriately, the set of demands that were typed in the wall today, say to find the chug jug that can be found deep underneath the folds of my self-esteem. It's anybody's guess how this fucker managed to get it under there in the first place, seeing as my self-esteem is buried under a literal mountain range of self-hatred, derived from my inability to play hopscotch, seeing as I have no legs to do so with. And after that, I'm supposed to drink the chug jug, or he'll kill my pet gerbil. Not entirely sure where he got the gerbil thing from, considering I don't have one, but regardless of that, it means we're going to be digging pretty deep on a journey of self-discovery inside my intestines. But thanks to the power of editing, I can just snap the chug jug into existence. Haha, nice. Now, when it said to drink it, it said I had to do it in one gulp, and I had to do it with my mask on because no one wants to see my ugly mug. That's kind of mean, and I feel like I might accidentally waterboard myself doing this, but whatever. That didn't feel too good. This shit tastes exactly the same as Pepsi. Speaking of which, who the fuck drew the container for this goddamn chug jug? It looks like it was scribbled together by a 5-year-old. Scratch that, a 5-year-old could stay in the lines better than whoever the fuck drew this shit. Okay, I got some Pepsi on the floor, so I have to clean it up real fast. Anyways, today we're gonna be talking about Fortnite servers and why they suck some absolute fucking ass. Full disclosure, I love Fortnite as a game, and when I say love, I mean it's practically holding me hostage because I can't stop playing it. I mean, what if I miss a character skin that I might really like that I won't be able to buy after a set period of 1 to 2 days? The possible outcome is tragic. Nevertheless, my fondness of the game itself doesn't quite hold up when it's applied to the things that allow the game to be played on the internet. It's servers, and here's why. This game has some of the most sporadic connection lag I've ever fucking seen. This game has more sporadic connection lag than Black Ops 2 back in 2012.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, fuck you, Trap. You fucking suck. Fuck you, Treyarch.
It's unpredictable. Sometimes when I go in a game, everything runs perfectly fine and completely smooth. It wouldn't matter what server I'm on. East Coast, West Coast, European, Australian, Antarctica, who fucking cares? It works. My ping is manageable and I can enjoy the game. If you can consider getting killed 2 seconds after I drop it tilted 20 times in a row because Benji refuses to land anywhere else enjoyable. And then later on that same day, I'll boot my game up again and the ping will be 200 plus at best. With the only way that I know how to fix it being to restart my entire computer. Discord works fine, watching YouTube videos works fine, but any game that I try and play after I open Fortnite and it runs about as well as a man with no legs is absolutely neutered. It's embarrassing when me and some of my friends from around the world are all playing Fortnite together on my home turf in American servers, and I have the worst connection out of all of them. Do you know how embarrassing it is to have worse ping than the Australian, Kaiju, and to die before him in a game of squads because of it? It's traumatizing. Almost as bad as when you ask the employees at McDonald's to take the tomatoes off your sandwich when they're making it because you're just not really feeling it that day, and then when you get your meal and you're looking forward to biting into a tomatoless cheeseburger, you then take that bite and there's a fucking tomato on your tongue. And it's all because the guys behind the counter forgot to take it out, ruining your day. It's that levels of bad. Australians are supposed to be the butt of my jokes, not the ones laughing at me. The instant that you give Kappa Kyle an inch, he takes a mile. And that brings me to my second issue, queues. My first experience with queues was playing Wizard 101 as a measly child, where it turned out that I wasn't actually in a queue. I had just forgotten to press the confirmation button after typing in the password for my account. So I sat there in my chair twiddling my thumbs for 10 minutes like an egg, completely unaware that there was no reason for me to just be sitting there like that. Safe to say, it was not a positive experience, and it didn't put me onto liking queues too much, which was only reinforced as I played more games throughout my lifetime with potentially horrendous queues like Overwatch and Battlefield. And then Fortnite completely wrecked my shit. At first, the worst it got was it had me waiting in 15-minute queues to log into the actual game, which while irritable was manageable. I could just relax in a Discord call with my friend for a little bit while we waited for the queue to end together and so that we could get into a game and drop at shifty shafts only to die immediately, just like we were landing at Tilted. And then one day, as I'm trying to hop on to Fortnite Battlegrounds, I get put into a 40-minute queue. On that day, something inside of myself just kinda snapped. And then going on Twitter, it seemed like I wasn't alone in being unceremoniously plopped in one of these seemingly endless queues. I was witnessing and had unwittingly become a part of an epidemic, one that was only known by one name: emergency maintenance. People from all around the world, from all walks of life, from all different platforms of gaming, whether that be console, mobile, or PC, were unable to play Fortnite because the servers were down for what Epic Games called emergency maintenance. Not even Ninja, with his infinite wisdom of Fortnite, was able to get into a match. Twitter was blowing up. Snapchat was blowing up. The club was going up on a Tuesday. Outdated me and my no, fuck you. If you hopped on over to the status website on Epic Games on that fateful day, you could get a better idea of what was going on, of the true scale of the event that was taking place in front front of our eyes. Now luckily, if we take a look at what had outages on that day, we can see that all the important stuff was still up and running. The website and forums part of the servers were still up and running. The parties, friends, and messaging systems were all going fine. Voice chat, you know, that feature that everybody uses for more than just spamming your squad mates with music when they muted you on Discord for being annoying, was fully functional. And most importantly, the stats and leaderboards were doing just fine. The only things that had any real issues were the gaming services, which was labeled as having degraded performance, the ability to log into Fortnite, which suffered a major outage, and the matchmaking system, which also suffered a major outage. It really is a good thing that all the major stuff was still up and running. The painful sarcasm aside, the Fortnite servers were so broken that even the email systems weren't working. And I'm pretty sure no one was able to play Fortnite that day, which was unfortunate. I think it goes without saying that something like this really shouldn't have happened, but I'm gonna say it anyways because 1, I'm trying to get this video to 10 minutes, and 2, I feel like it, so fuck you. But Fortnite is a goddamn cash cow, despite it being free, or maybe rather because of it. This game is able to generate stacks of revenue for Epic Games like an action replay is able to in Pokemon. So the servers going down like they did during the emergency maintenance or whatever the fuck is absolutely abysmal. I won't pretend to know exactly why the servers went down abruptly like they did, without warning another 21 Savage collab albums or some shit, but the point is it really shouldn't have. The massive amounts of money that they're making from the V-Bucks purchases should be put back into the servers to make sure that they're running as near to perfect as possible for as many people as possible. Like, I get it, servers go down sometimes like they did in the case of the emergency maintenance, but it's usually scheduled. With the consistent lag that a lot of people like me who actually have decent internet connection are getting makes my eyes turn into spaghetti. It's a little painful the way the whole thing goes. And while the money is the most obvious reason why something like this shouldn't be happening, it should be prevented before it occurs because not only does it hurt consumers, but it also hurts Fortnite, the brand. You see, when nobody is able to play Fortnite, an instant demand is created to fill that void that is created by that absence of that game in our lives. This is where Radical Heights comes in. You see, Extremist Peaks was a game that was created by the same guys who made Lawbreakers, the game that a bunch of people called an Overwatch copy and pretty much died upon its birth.
There was one time yesterday that there were only 10 people playing Lawbreakers around the world. 10. You could count that many people on your hands.
And then they moved on to their next attempt at developing a magnum opus in the form of Radical Heights. A big poopy mess attempt at cashing in on the Battle Royale craze that we all seem to find ourselves in right now. But Radical Heights, regardless of its quality, couldn't have been released at a better time. It dropped on the day that nobody was able to play Fortnite, and it filled that massive hole inside of our souls. I want you to tell me, when Ninja was unable to stream Fortnite, did he try and go back to relive some of that goodness that he experienced on Battlegrounds? Of course he fucking didn't. He went to try that new game that had just come out, Radical Heights. Now the issue with Radical Heights is that it is a much better optimized game than PUBG, but only by virtue of it looking like a 10-day piece of old dog shit that you didn't clean up when your mom first asked you to, and now it's just completely dried out and has bugs flying around it and shit. It's your own fault. You should have just cleaned it up when she told you. I don't know what to tell you, man. I didn't actually play the game because instead of trying to fill the hole in my soul that was left by Fortnite's absence, I decided to let it consume me and I wallowed in my own sadness. But I'm sure the game itself runs fine. It just needs some fine-tuning because it's very clearly in its early life cycle. And while it had a great window of opportunity to showcase what made it special, it just didn't seem like it had enough ability to leave a big enough mark that might have helped it maintain any form of staying power in Fortnite's shadow. Which is a shame, because it would have been interesting to see something try to stand up to Fortnite the same way that Fortnite did to PUBG back when it was smaller than said game. Only this time it would be something that copied Fortnite a lot more than Fortnite copied PUBG. In conclusion, Fortnite servers are ass and they have absolutely no right to be. The random lag spikes that I get that give my friends an excuse to make fun of me when I die first, they're probably against the Geneva Accords in some fashion, and if they're not, then I'll just get Jack Films to go back in time and to make it so. Epic Games, or the publisher of Fortnite, should be reinvesting some of that sweet V-Bucks money back into the servers, or at least a little more than what they were doing pre-emergency maintenance, so that they stay up a little more consistently, instead of just crashing for a funny meme, lol. And almost allowing the guys who made fucking Lawbreakers a chance to usurp their Battle Royale throne. Like, come on. They almost did it with a game that most people will never hear of in their entire lives. That shit is too close for comfort. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe. To anybody who's pledged to the Patreon, thank you guys so much. If any of you are interested in taking that extra step in helping out the channel, there's a link to the Patreon in the description. But even if you don't pledge, it's absolutely fine. I appreciate anybody who supports the videos. I also have a live podcast that I try and stream every week. I usually stream on Fridays at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but times and dates do vary depending on mine and the guest schedules. So be sure to follow me on Twitter at Kwite for updates on when I'm streaming. If you want to check out any of the already aired episodes, they've all been uploaded to a separate channel. There's a link to that channel in the description and the sidebar of the main channel. I also have a Discord server if you guys want to check that out. There's a link to that in the description as well. Anyways, now that I spilled a bunch of little sprinkles of Pepsi all over the floor throughout recording this video, this has been Kwite, and I will see you guys next time.